Rachel Hogan, and this is going to be art. As soon Oh, I forgot my headset. Maybe you can hear me all right, though. For some reason, I try to watch it on my other phone, but I'm hitting it and nothing's happening. Such is my life. So let me try again. Oh, it worked. I had to turn it off and back on again. And I can hear myself, so I guess the sound is working. Yay! So, this I painted white already. This is a brick I found at the beach, and I drug it home. Now, it's very, very heavy, but I'm going to flip it over so you can see the actual color, which was this rock. So this is the rock I found, and it is very, very heavy. So I carried this thing home from the beach, and I'm setting it on this cardboard. I have it propped up a little bit so it'll be easier to see as I paint. And I'm getting my colors ready. So we're going to be using yellows and doing like a little bit of a sunset. So we'll want to use a little bit of blues, but not too dark a blues. So I have this is a violet color, which is very pretty. Here we go. Light blue. And you can see I've used this canvas already, and it was quite dry enough for me to reuse it with some new color. Because when the paint dries, you can peel off the old paint and put the new paint on. And I'm thinking, I don't want to have violet. My house is like a green color, and so I just want to stick to the blues. But I want a nice light blue. So I'm going to mix let's see, I was trying to find one that's pre-mixed. I have here a whole bundle acrylic bin of tiny paint colors that I usually take with me when I go paint somewhere at the beach or at a park or something. And here's a nice cerulean blue. So we'll add that to our little mixture. And of course, we always add some white. So we've got cerulean blue, we've got light blue, and what else? We have a bright yellow and a medium yellow. And then we'll be using some black for the mermaid. So here's my rock. I'll show you the other side one more time. This side, oh, actually it's like a brick. It's so heavy. Oh my gosh. This is a heavy, heavy rock. But I'm like, this will look great and it won't blow away off my doorstep. So I got that and then my palette here. So let's go ahead and we're going to start painting our mermaid. I've got all these brushes over here. Let me show you. Look at all these brushes. I have like a bazillion brushes over there. And I made this brush stand myself with some drill bits and stuff. That was pretty fun. Although the drill bits were very dull and the wood was very soft. So let's go ahead and get some sky color in here. And we're just going to start. This is kind of a bristle brush. And whoopsie. Let's see. So the bristle brush, let's get this light down here. I don't know, is that better or worse? As far as lighting goes, I try to have some good lighting so it's not too shady. And this is going to go in front of my house to show everybody that, hey, I'm a mermaid person. Plus, I have a whole bunch of seashells that I got from the beach, and they're going on they're already on my um, front porch, I guess you could call it, here in Florida. All right, now I like this blue color. Now I'm keeping it separate because right down in here is gonna be our mermaid, and right up in here is gonna be our sunset. But I want a little bit of water, and I sorta sketched in a mermaid already in pencil just to give myself a nice idea of where she's gonna be. And so I'm gonna outline her a little bit. Let's get a little bit more water on this brush. And painting on a rock is definitely different than painting um, on paper or on canvas. So it definitely has a lot more texture and takes more paint. You can prime it a lot if you want. Oh, hello, Yoli Bro. I'm gonna try that again. LeBron Holmes, hi, and Cole. I'm not reading well today. Callow, I'm just gonna say Callow, hello, and you are back. Excellent. Oh, Juice World. Let's try that again. I am back. I am Juice World. Okay, hi. I'm glad you're back. You changed your what do you call it? Your name? Um, yeah, that happens sometimes. I mean, Facebook kind of not Facebook, but YouTube does these things and like I have a friend and she's changed her name so many times because it just seems to, I don't know, kick you off or something all the time for silly things. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit more white to my canvas because to my palette here. That blue, I want a very, very light blue. So let's see if I can back this camera up a little bit and then you can see my palette as well. I wouldn't show your live, so I spent an oh, it wouldn't show my live, so you spent an hour looking for my channel? Oh my god, thank you so much. You are so sweet. Oh, that's so weird. I wonder why it wouldn't show it. I've been having really weird times with YouTube myself lately. I don't know. I thought it was probably just me, but maybe it's some new thing they updated. Who knows? They're always updating things. And let's get her little mermaid tail, but that's dedication, and I appreciate you. Thank you. That's amazing that you did that. Okay, so she's going to be sitting in the sand. And all right, so we've got a little bit of sky. I'm going to do some darker blue, I think, up here. This is going to fade in the sun because I am in Florida. And Florida, that sun hits and it just fades everything so quickly. So I am going to do a little darker up here for my sky. I love like a moon. Well, and my lives are good. Oh, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. Oh, and I'm back home in Florida. I've been in Pennsylvania for about, a little over 2 weeks now. And I am back home. And so, um, Callow, I'm going to give you a heart today. Thank you so much. Big hearts to you. I appreciate you coming in and searching for me and everything. That means a lot to me. You are one of a kind and very much appreciated. Um, I'm glad you like my lives. I'm starting to like my lives. Like, we're always our own worst critics. And sometimes, let's throw some of that other blue in here. Just kind of mix it around. I like having like lots of different colors kind of all blended around because it adds variety. And then I'm going to throw in some white just for variation. which kind of is silly in a way because I'm like, "Oh, I want it dark blue because the sun's gonna fade it," and then I lighten it up with white. But underneath of that is the darker blue, so maybe when it fades the white, it'll fade down to the darker blue and get darker. That's gonna be my logic today, I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, right. Let's get the side a little bit. I'm not gonna worry about, like, the sides or the top and stuff because, I mostly just want the front. And later on, this like I said, this is a very heavy rock, so I'm gonna paint the sides, probably just all a solid color once all is said and done. And Callow, you are still here. Thank you. Okay. And how have you been? How have you been? Let's see. And LeBron Holmes, where are you from? I have this big piece of cardboard here. I honestly need more room. I never seem to have enough room. I'm always like trying to get more room somehow, some way. Now, one of these has my favorite brushes in them, and I have so many brushes. Ooh, I think this might be the one I wanted actually. Am I lucky or what? It's a smaller square brush. And I have been doing a lot of talking in my lives, so it makes me quite tired or thirsty. Tired and thirsty, mostly thirsty. Mm. I don't know why. I just love water. I drink it all the time. This is kind of a big brush, but I'm still gonna. It's smaller. This is the one I was using, and now I'm using the smaller brush. This is a number 8, and this one is. And it says 3/8 from Artist Loft, and this is an 8 from Chocola. I don't even know who that is, but I think someone gave it to me. So let's paint a little sunshine. I'm gonna have to move that palette or I will stick my hand right in there. So we're having a sunset right here. And this is a mermaid tail, just a part of one. So I'm going around this mermaid tail and we're gonna make this a sunshine. Sunshine. Oh, hey, we've got Kesslin. Well, I cannot pronounce names today. I think I need some eye drops or something. My eyes are so blurry. Kesslin Leani, is that how you say it? Hello. Can I say Kesslin? I'm gonna call you Kesslin. Kesslin Callow. And welcome and thank you. And Callow, you met LeBron James. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. And you got a signed shirt. Well, isn't that awesome? And you're playing Fortnite. Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's a fun game. How are you playing Fortnite and watching my videos? That's pretty cool, I'll have to say. All right, let's get more yellow in here. I'm using lots of paint because on a rock, like I said, it uses a lot more paint. And trying to keep my lines straight, except where this mermaid tail's gonna be. And making a little sun. I'm not doing a fancy painting, just a simple one. Because I just want a simple little painting outside my door, my front door. And I'm gonna have seashells all around it from what I found at the beach. And I also want to have this yellow sunset coming through here, um, just along the top of the water. And what colors? Let's see. I'm just gonna do the mermaid in black. I'm gonna try that. Normally, I paint, very colorful mermaids, but right now we're doing like a silhouette. I'm moving my stuff around again. I do that a lot. So if you hear a lot of noises, that's me moving things around. All right. So we've got our blues, we've got our yellows, and then this is a lighter yellow. I should clean this brush off a little bit. Let's get off that darker yellow. And I still have a little bit of white right here, which I'm going to mix in with this yellow because I want it to be a really bright yellow middle part of the sun. And we're going to make this really, really nice. And so it must have been very exciting meeting LeBron. Horizon Black, you're back. Woohoo! And you're heading to bed already. You are an early bird. Well, you're probably an early riser, I would suppose, since you have to go to bed so early. But thank you for stopping in. And guess what? I'm back home in Florida, and I am so excited that you joined me again, that I have a heart for you. Good to see you, Horizon Black. I think you told me your name before, but thank you for waving hi, and much, much love to you. And enjoy your evening. We're painting a mermaid on a rock right now. And I tore some paper, so I'm going to have to put, it's a very heavy rock, so I'm going to have to put some tape over it. I was going to keep the cardboard and do it straight down on the table, but then I couldn't see it as well, so I had to angle it up a little bit. I need to get one of those tables that I think it's made for draftsmen engineers or whatever, that you can, they angle automatically. Um, you can angle it up and down. This table will go up and down, but it doesn't, like, what do you call it when it angles or whatever. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of orangey color. So I'm going to get out my orange, and I want to mix a little orange with not too much. Orange goes a long way, so I'm barely putting any orange on my palette. And then we'll mix that in with the yellow. For some glow, we want it to have a little bit of glow. Just a nice orangey glow. And I'm mixing it with my two different yellows down here. And I really hope you can see that okay. I'm afraid to move anything because I know if I move something to make it look easier or better, it's going to mess up the whole thing. All right, so now we're gonna take this yellowy kind of orangey, glowy color right around that mermaid tail. Maybe a little bit more orange. Yeah, like that. That's what we want. Teeny bit more orange. We want to get that nice sunsetty glow in here. It comes from the colors gradually mixing together at sunset time. I've seen some beautiful, beautiful sunsets, I'd have to say, here in Florida. I'm very fortunate to see them. And you don't have to be at the beach to see the sunsets either. You can be anywhere in Florida and see the sunset, and it just glows. It's just fantastic. And even I lived in Idaho for a while. I hate to admit it, but I did. And even in Idaho, they had some really fantastic sunsets. The sky was really open, nice and wide, and You could really see the sky nicely, and the sunsets were just gorgeous there. Okay, let me clean that brush off a little bit. And Callow, you won again. Well, good for you. You must be really good at Fortnite. I don't think I've played it. My son's played it, but I have not played it. I want to put a little purple up here. No, this is blue. Which one is this? Ultramarine. I love purple. I always have purple in all of my paintings, I think. I would feel weird without it. So in my bucket of paints, let's see if I can find some purple. We are going to use some black. This is metallic black. And we're going to use ivory black tonight because metallic, I don't think I want it metallic here on my front porch in Florida. I thought I had a purple color in here somewhere. No, that's all right. This is violet. We'll just use this ultramarine. It'll still look pretty. We don't always get what we want, but we get what we need. That's a song, right? Hello, so you're going to Florida this summer with your family? You're going to go in the summer. That's crazy. No, I'm Juice. How do you say it? Juice Wild? Juice Juice World? How do you say your name? Can I just say Juice? It's Call of Duty. Okay, Juice. Can I just say Juice then? Let's try that. I'll try to remember. Oh, that's a nice dark color. I like that one. And I'm using the tiny brush, so I have a little more control. And we're just going to kind of go through like this, and then we'll add a little blue to that. A little lighter blue in just a minute here. I like to have a variation of blues. And now I'm going to get some more of this medium blue color and just kind of blend it in like so. And more light blue. And a lot more medium blue. This rock really absorbs this color, as you can see. And we're going to go right on over our sunset. Getting some white on here. So we want to blend all that up really nicely. And we'll flick some stars in there too, I think. I think that would be really pretty. Adding a little bit of water to my paint here to make it flow better. It started to dry out quite a bit. So I'm adding a little bit of water to it. You add a little water to acrylic, and since acrylic is water-based, it'll help it spread out better and blend better. So there we have our little bit of night sky right like that. Just like that. And we could do more. We could do some reds and darker oranges and stuff like that. In fact, I think I will do just a teeny bit of darker orange since I have some on here. I might as well. Just bring that in. Kind of like a glow, just a glow. All right. And we'll do our mermaid, and then later we'll shoot some little stars at it. Even it's a sunset, but the stars will be coming out. And our mermaid is going to be sitting on sand. So we're going to use a nice sand color. Let's see, I have so much paint. One of them was a perfect sand color, and I can't remember what the name of it was. Does anyone know a good sand color? Can you sub to my channel? Juice? Yeah, of course. Hi, Bayo. Bio. Bayo, the wild. Happy Thursday to you. And Juice, I will subscribe to your channel. I always do that. I'm going to take a screenshot of that, so I'll remember to do it. I take screenshots of conversations so I can remember things. Sometimes it's hard. I get distracted super easy. Let's see, raw umber, was it raw sienna maybe? Raw sienna looks good, but I did have a perfect sand color that I didn't even have to mix, but I did not pre-plan that. All right, so this is a little stuck. I'm going to use my handy dandy artist tool. There we go. Never leave home without one of those. And we're going to put our sand color down here, but that's pretty dark. But then again, like I said, this rock is going to be out in the front. How are you doing today, Bayo? Are you having a good day? I wasn't able to watch the stream too much. I just got back from Pennsylvania and back to my good old wonderful Florida. That looks like a good sand color too, actually. Yellow ochre. I notice with different paint companies, the colors look different. So this is yellow ochre from Grumbacher. It looks greenish, but once it's on there, it looks more sand color. And what else do we have going on here? Tan. Well, yes, tan is a good color. I just can't find it. So we'll have some white here. I always add white to everything, so I'll put a couple little dollops down here. Boop. Scoop that right off. And now my mermaid is sketched in here. I don't think you can really see her that well, but you will because I'm going around the outline of the mermaid. And this yellow ochre with a little bit of white mixed in makes a nice sand color, I think. So let's get a little bit more of that. And the mermaid is on her way. That looks pretty green. What if I added brown to that? It makes the sand look a little bit more three-dimensional because it's not so flat. Don't want it too flat, even though this is just going to be outside in my front door, which I'm so excited to do. I actually don't, surprisingly enough, with as many paintings as I have painted, I don't have any paintings outside of my house. They're just all inside. Um, And she's got a little darker sand underneath of her because it's a little shadowing. She has a shadow from the sun setting. And so that's going to be darker. And then we'll use our white and our yellow ochre for some lighter colored sand. Maybe a little more white here, like that. I like different colors of sand. And we'll do a little bit of layers because we want it to look nice and thick. And the sun will be bleaching it out. So we want to make sure that I keep saying we. I should say I. Oh, your real name is Hunter, not Juice. Okay. Okay. Hi, Hunter. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're winning Fortnite so much tonight. You must be very good at it. I'm going to guess you are. And it is Thirsty Thursday, and I don't even have a drink other than my water tonight. Silly me. I'm gonna have one afterwards, though. Let's get a little bit of this darker, just kind of squishing in a little bit of the darker brown in here to get a little variety. Gotta mix those colors. Okay. Now I think you can probably start to see where my mermaid is. And I might want to brighten up that sun a little bit more. Looks like I got carried away with the blue a little bit. And brought it right into my other colors. So I'm going to go over this with another coat just to make sure it's good and covered for being outdoors. And it's going to be amazing. Oops. Wow. How did that happen? That is some clumpy paint. What to do with that? I will show you what you do when you have stuff like that happen. I'll clean my brush off. I'm actually going to use my other brush and just wipe it off. Just wipe it off. Big deal. That was funny though. I don't know how it got stuck on there. That was silly. And then I'll use my brown to go over it because yellow is the base of these colors anyway. So that's all right. Candy, you're here. Hi, Candy. Oh, guess what? I have a heart for you. Hello. I'm going to put this right there and say, welcome back. How have you been? I'm back in Florida. And what are you painting on tonight? It is not canvas. Let me move this piece of paper. It's a very, very heavy, heavy rock I found on the beach. It's kind of like a brick. It was just this gray brick rock broken on the beach. And I'm like, I'm going to take this home and paint a mermaid on it. And so that is what I'm doing. So we're having a mermaid painting, rock painting tonight. It's definitely not canvas. Now I had a big thing of black. I have all this black. And when I want to have the big jar, I can't find it. And when I want the little one, I can't find that. So let's pretend I want the little one. Maybe I'll find the big one. Oh, no wonder. I'm almost out. This was my big one, but you can see I've really used the crap out of that. Oh my goodness. Uh, Hunter, nice drawings. Thank you. So, what did you do today, Candy? Anything exciting? And I also have this black, which is it's kind of a liquidy black. This cheapy studio stuff, which I do like. Let's see if I can. There's not a lot left of it, so I might as well try to use it up. And it's a little old and globby. And then I'm going to have to get some new, larger acrylic black paint, it looks like. All right, so for my mermaid, I am going to use the flat, smaller brush. And we're just going to do a silhouette of her. Oh, this is very, very liquidy. Goodness sakes. I'm mixing it with a little bit of the tube paint because the tube paint isn't quite as liquidy. But this should soak in really well. So here is our mermaid's hair. And I'm not going to go the whole way because, let's see, and let's give her her tail. Yeah, this is a nice rock. It's going to go outside on my porch right in front of my door, not for people to trip on, but for decoration, like beside um, the doorway. So she's going to be a nice silhouette mermaid. It's definitely different painting on a rock. I did prime it with some gesso and some white acrylic paint. And let's get her tail a little bit better. Want some little movement there. And it goes around, flat, and then skinny. Same with this one. Gonna have it going like little wigglies and then just around like that. Show a little movement in her tail. I like a little movement. And Candy, what are you doing? Oh, you're moderating your hubby's live stream again? And I always stream at the same time. Well, you know what? I appreciate you popping in. How is his live stream doing? Now, how am I going to ever watch him live if he's on at the same time I am? Now, he does the tarot, right? 'Cause I really would I have to watch that. I saw he didn't have that many videos yet, though. So he must be like fairly new at this. Here's our nice mermaid tail. I guess one time, maybe when I'm done, I can see if he's still on. And her hair is gonna let's have her hair kind of like blowing in the wind a little bit. And she has an arm coming down, holding her up. Like that. Isn't she pretty? And what else can we do? I'm liking this mermaid. She's just adorable. I think she'll look really good outside my front door. And that'll let people know a mermaid lives here. And yes, rocks are very interesting to paint on. Same with bricks. Yeah, I have never painted on this type of surface. Well, Maybe I have, but not when I found at the beach. This was actually, like, on the beach, like it got like, the water moved this heavy, heavy rock up onto the beach. I'm doing another coating here. And Candy, I always appreciate you popping in. I should have your hubby do my tarot. I think that would be cool. I've only had it done one time, and that was in Cape Coral, like 10 years ago. And I think I'm due for another one. Boop. Probably use a smaller brush for the tail. Oh, thank you for those hearts. Thank you. I need hearts tonight. Being back in Florida is so nice. I'm not cold anymore. It was so cold in Pennsylvania, but it was so beautiful and I just loved it so much. And the trees were amazing. So that was nice. Okay, we're cleaning the brush here. Lots of new folks. Tonight is busy. Well, that's good. And your videos, what did you say? You're slowly building them up and live streams every week. Usually I end before you do, so maybe I can pop over and see you. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'd like that. And you did a commission painting as well. Congratulations. Good for you. That is exciting. Tomorrow I'm going to be starting my is this my big brush? How did I wind up holding my big brush? Tomorrow I'm going to start my mural at the restaurant, which I'm pretty excited about. It's going to be undersea, like seagrass and coral and that type of thing. Now I want it to look like she's sitting, so I'm going to bring her butt down a little bit more and swirl this around. I should get my smaller brush. Let me do that. She's going to wind up with a really big bun, really big bottom sitting down. And this rock does have a few bumps on it. There. That's nice. And I think we're going to put in some stars. So a lot of new people. He must be doing very well. I'm excited for you, Candy. And Hunter is pretty cool. Hunter is Callow. Says welcome. Very nice of you, Hunter. How long have you been playing Fortnite? And where's my boat god? Boat god, are you here? I haven't seen boat god tonight. She's probably busy with all of her violin and stuff. She does quite a lot of that. All right, so we're going to take our white. Somewhere around here, I have a spray bottle of water hiding back here, which I always keep around to keep my paints fresh from drying out. Lots of water. Okay. Oh, so what I want to do is put it on this white paint. And then we're going to flick. Let's see, a fan brush is the best brush for flicking, but I don't want to get any of the white paint on the mermaid. So we're going to cover her up. And I never have enough room. No matter how much room I have, it's still not enough. I'll just lift this up a little bit. You can see I've got my cardboard. I've got all my brushes and stuff over there. And drinks and what do I have? A lot of a lot of stuff. there's my water bucket right over here and whatnot. So, and my palette is like half off the table. And let's bring us back down to our painting. I'm kind of letting her dry a little bit before we sprinkle her. So now I have to find my fan brushes in that sea of brushes I showed you. And I have a few of them, but it's got to be the right fan brush. It can't be the wrong one. Let's see, I've got all these fan brushes. Let's see if I have one out already. This one's so pretty. I haven't used it yet. Maybe I'll try this one tonight. And we'll get it nice and wet. And then what we want to do is just flick. We're going to get this nice and wet with our spray, with the spray bottle here. And we want to cover her up so she doesn't get spots. So I need to cover her with something. And I do have something I can cover her with over here. It's this, well, that's a really big board. Hold on. Okay. Found some paper. There, that'll work. Okay, and then we want to take very, very wet white paint and spatter it. We're going to just flick it onto our rock. Get those little stars coming out. I'm probably going to get me all wet and spotty the way I'm doing it. I'll be very starstruck. Haha. I don't really have any good jokes. I think I'm tired from traveling. Okay. So that was fun, although I don't feel like the stars are that good. So I'll add some of my own. Let me dry out this fan brush. I do like this brush though, it's very soft. And I think what I'm going to do is just dip the tip of my brush here in some paint and just dab it on here for some stars. And it's going to, like I said, it's going to fade in the sun. And now, dab that up a little bit. And I'm going to use a liner brush to make like a thin liner brush. I think this one will work. I always get the one that has little frayed things on it. I'm gonna have to cut those off probably. But in the meantime, I'm twisting my brush a little bit because I want to get a nice tip on it. And now I'm just going to make little lines going up like that. And then get a little bit more paint and twist the brush a little bit. And then we're going to pull it this way. Make it kind of like little stars like that, little plus signs. And I always like to do like one that's like a shooting star. So it's kind of like, whoo, it's coming out of somewhere. So this is going to be our shooting star right here. Yeah, I think we should do another one. Let's get a little more white on this brush. And Hunter, I am getting more people. Yeah, that's awesome. Candy. Oh, by the way, Candy, what did you paint for your commission? You were worried about it and it came out pretty good, so that I'm really happy for you because I know how that is. It's so easy to you know, it's hard you're always like, "Oh my gosh, is this painting going to be good enough? Am I going to do a good enough job? Are they going to like it?" So, I think as long as you like it, they'll like it. Now this brush, I don't know if you can see, it's got a bunch of little bristles sticking out. So, where'd my paint? Oh, I'm going to have to cut those off with some scissors. Because I like this brush, but I don't like that there's bristles sticking out. So I'm gonna work really hard. I'm going to cut those little extra bristles that are sticking out off. So you really don't need those. Let me move that up here. It's right in my face. Let's see here. Oh, there's another one. It's hard to see them. And these are big scissors. But I just need a pointy brush without the bristles going around the sides. Now let's get a little more paint and see what happens. And you want to twirl the brush into a point. Twirl it into a point. There we go. And now that I did that, I already did my lines for my shooting stars. So now I really don't need any lines. So yeah, never mind that. I just need the star now. So we're going to use the other end of the brush, stick it in the paint, and that's going to be our star right there. Smush it around. There. And I'm going to go over our mermaid with the black again, and then I'm going to varnish it to seal it up so that the sun doesn't fade it quite as fast. In this awesome Florida sun we have. And I used that very liquidy black, but it's too liquidy. So I'm going to see if I have anything left in this at all. Now this is dried out. That one has to go to the trash. And I keep coming up with this metallic black, so I might as well use it. Maybe it'll make our mermaid glow a little bit. Let's see what happens. And give it a little bit of water. It says it's metallic anyway. Kind of. Let's see if it looks metallic once we get it on there. Get it on her hair. That's blowing in the wind. And just like that. And on her shoulder. Just follow those lines down. And her little arm. It'd be funny if she had a big arm, I suppose. And we're gonna bring, oh, I like this. I wonder how it's gonna look in the sun, because it's gonna have sun on all afternoon. But I think it's looking good. Let's turn the light over on it. Does it look like it's shiny? Shinier than her tail? Kind of does. Moving the light around so we can see different lighting on it. Okay, let's put a little bit more black on there. Haven't used the metallic colors that much, so I guess this is as good a time as any because it keeps coming at me. Let's see. So Candy, so your painting was looking through a window onto a garden. Oh, very beautiful. Table and chair with a vase and flowers on it. Oh, it sounds beautiful. Oh God, you're here! Yay! You showed up. I was wondering if you were busy with your violin and your all the stuff that you're doing. You're always such a busy girl. But yeah, I'm painting a mermaid. This is on a rock that's going outside my front door of my house, and it's going to have the afternoon sun on it. So it'll be very pretty. And I didn't want anything too fancy or detailed because it's just going to be outside in the weather. And I just saw this rock at the beach and I just knew I had to paint it. All right. Now I'm going to use a smaller brush for the tips of her tail because I used the big one last time and I just made too big of a tail. A tall tail. All right, smaller brush, smaller brush. Here, that's a good one. Let's see if that one will work. Get a little bit of that metallic paint on there. And Hunter is back. Hi, Hunter. And now you have to go? Okay. Well, thank you for coming in my stream. I hope you liked and subbed mine. I'm going to stop by yours and I'll sub to yours as well. I really appreciate you coming in and commenting. And good luck with your Fortnite. I know you're winning like crazy, so good for you. It's always fun to win. All right, bring that tail down. And I'm going to bring it around a little bit. Like that. And there. I want to have a little bit more bumpiness on this one. I like that. That looks good. Well, this has been very fun. Now, also, she needs some more shading or a shadow behind her because the sun's coming toward her. And I want to highlight little yellow highlights in the water from where the sun is hitting it as well. So let's go ahead and put some shading or shadow, I would say, shadow underneath of her. So I'll use a little bit of my juicy black over here and a little bit of my metallic black. And my juicy, I'm calling it juicy black, it's just really wet. So, but I don't want it too dark. So I'm going to mix some of this in with it. I just want it to look like a darker sand color. Yeah, maybe some of that brown. And just mix all of these together here. Okay, this should give us a nice shadow color. And even her tail has some shadow. Just like that. Nice and shadowy. I'll give her hand some shadow as well. Yeah, that's pretty fun. And I meant to have this not be shadow. I wanted it to swirl around a little bit. Yeah, like that. There. That's good. I think this will look very nice outside my front door on the porch. So what you been up to, Boat God? And thank you for saying you like my mermaid. Just a simple one tonight. And I think I want her hair to be a little longer. So I'm going to grab some more of this black and twist the brush a little bit to get that pointiness on it. And let's pull her hair. We're going to reach in and we'll pull her hair down like this. And then lift the brush a little bit. Lift the brush a little bit. Just a little longer. And maybe add a little bit more hair coming down like so. Just like that. We'll just nice and easy. Yeah, it's always nice to have things blowing in the wind. You just got done with your homework. You're a hard worker. What were you working on today? And I think we'll put in a little bit more blue under her tail. And darken up the water just a teeny bit. Get that second layer on there. So when the sun hits it, it won't fade out so fast. These are just little details to do at the end. Nothing too serious. Give it a nice second coat. She looked good without a second coat, but I just wanted to add a little more. Make her stand out just a little bit more. And this brush is not small enough. Let's try my smaller brush. That one is much more workable. I think. Put this back over here. And add that white. Because I like the lighter blue toward the base down here where she's sitting. Because this is where the water hits the sand. Want to have a little bit of lighter color there. All right. Now we'll make it look more like water. This has been such a fun painting to do. There's another girl. This woman, she paints on rocks, and her name happens to be Rachel. And I think it's called Rachel's Rocks. And she is an outstanding artist. I watched her for a long time, and there's a lot you can learn from her. She's so good. And she just paints on rocks, and she uses very tiny, tiny details, very patient, which is awesome because I am not as patient as her. And she uses these weird shaped brushes, but it works for her, which is excellent. Okay, so now I'm just going to take some of this white, mush it in on the tip of this brush because I want a little bit of sea foam coming in. See, where's some more white? I want a little bit of sea foam. My white is drying really fast right on this palette paper. And then I'll put in a little bit of yellow for highlights in the water. I got a lot of yellow out for some reason. I don't think I needed that much. And so get it nice and wet, and then you pull the brush to spin it. And then we're just going to add just a few little highlights from the sun coming down into the water. Get a little bit more paint on here. This paint dries very quickly. So just kind of drag it down, little bits here and little bits there for highlights. It is just globbing up. Yeah. Clean that off. Okay, so we want a little more water on that. And a nice clean brush is always helpful. And just try to keep the paint on the tip. You don't really want the paint to get into the base of the brush because then it makes your brush fray. Let's see if I have enough paint on here now. Make it stand out a little bit better. Yeah, that's good. I think you can almost see it. There it is. So there is our rock. And guess what? I actually finished a painting. Woohoo! Oh God, it was Earth and Space Science work practice for the Regents exams. Oh, good for you, girl. Oh, you're gonna be one smart cookie one of these. Well, you're already one smart cookie, so you're just gonna like blow everyone away. Whatever it is you decide to do when you grow up, is gonna be a definite uh, bonus to the world. I know it is. You're gonna just be amazing. an amazing contributor to the world, especially with science. We need science and Earth and space people. So I'm kind of cleaning my brushes a little bit right now. And we're pretty much done. We got a couple of shooting stars. Looks like one's a meteor. A couple twinkling stars. And we've got our water and sunset. I think I want to make it a little more yellow though. The sun looks kind of lopsided to me, so I'm gonna just kind of fix that. Like that. Yeah, that's better. Okay. But God, I hope I do something important for the world, especially with how it is now. Especially, that's why I'm looking forward to you. I can't wait to see what it is you do when you grow up because whatever it is going to be huge. I just know it. And you're pretty smart, and I hope I get to see whatever it is. And you know what? I'm just poking around. I'm very tired. And is it 10 o'clock already? Almost. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it's almost 10 o'clock already. It's a teeny touch of orange. Just a teeny touch. And I'm just going to take that orange. And I want it to have a little glow on our sun. Just a little bit of glowing. Make it pretty. There we go. All right. There we have it. That is our stream for tonight. Happy to be back in Florida. I'm happy to be painting on rocks or bricks and all these fun things. Thank you for joining me tonight. It was such a pleasure, such an honor to be joined by you. And thank you for liking and subscribing to my stream. Oh, Wendy, you're here. Hi, Wendy. Moon. Hi, Moon. Oh, I was just going to close up, but look at all you guys coming on in. Thank you. Callow. Oh, Call of Duty. I went over that already. You're back. Oh, welcome back, um, Hunter. You must have had a good game. Yeah, I was just finishing up this mermaid and then I paint. Let me show you one more time. I'm going to lift this up a little higher. And this is painted on a big old brick I found. Just this really, really heavy, heavy, heavy brick. And I just thought it would be perfect to put on the doorstep by my house. And do not end. Thank you, Hunter. Boat God, back at you, girl. You are awesome. I really enjoyed painting this mermaid tonight. And I could keep painting all night, but I am tired. Coming back from, well, I might as well put one more coat of metallic paint on her since I'm still talking. But coming back from Pennsylvania, it was a nice flight. I did drive there once, and I will never do that again because that is a long drive. And we're using our black metallic paint here for her. And yeah, so now I'm readjusting back into Florida weather, and it is hot and warm, and it feels wonderful. I do miss the fresh mountain air. I wish I had fresh mountain air here in Florida, but we have different kind of air here. And It's definitely different, but it's still wonderful, and I have not been back to the beach yet because I only got here last night, and I spent today just readjusting, fixing all my plants, and, watering and weeding and things like that. Candy. And yes, Hunter, I will still sub. I took a screenshot, so I'll find you and sub on you. Um, Candy, your hubby and I will be on for another hour. Oh, okay. Throw your YouTube thing up here again. So if anyone else wants to see your husband's tarot reading, they can join in. And Mana, what did you say? Waves? Mana, waves. Yes. It is a very still water. So not a lot of waves. And my white dried up. I was going to do some white highlights, but it just dried up and clumped and it was weird. So how fast it dried up. So I just decided not to do that. Oh, actually, I forgot. I have my acrylic pens. Ooh, forgot about those. So I can do that. Let me see if it works. A little bit. Yeah. Oh, well, that helps. Yeah, so we're just gonna have yeah, so now we've got our oh, that's much easier. Totally forgot I had these. Um, yeah, that works. Um, okay, so tarot, I am going to pop in because I am so interested. Oh, you were waving to everyone? Oh, I thought you wanted me to add waves. Well, either way, that helped me remember I had these acrylic markers. So now I can do better highlights. The paint I was using didn't is so transparent. It really wasn't showing up very well. So this is excellent that I have these. Just for some oh, thank you for those happy faces. Yeah, these are by Sharpie and they're acrylic markers. I just love them. Can do so many details with them. Um, okay, so I'm going to, and if anyone wants to go over to Candy Heart's husband's tarot page. Did you put the title? I don't see it, Candy. And don't worry, Hunter, I will sub. It might take me till tomorrow, but I'll do it. I'll try to do it tonight. But we want to go and watch. I'm gonna be watching Candy Heart's husband's what's it called? Tarot something. Um Tarot Transformations, was it? Yeah, I think it was at Tarot Translations with JoJo? Oh, I see. There it is. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to find you. I hope I do. Um, and also I'll sub to you, Hunter. Wendy, thank you for coming in and joining my stream. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. And all have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we'll see you again next time. Maybe next, and what is today? Thursday. So I usually do Tuesday and Thursdays around 8:30 in the evening. So we'll see you then. Have a great night, guys. Good night.